It's been a while since there has been unity within the Manchester United fan base. It has been a while since Manchester United fans genuinely had a sense of excitement. Now, before you jump in the comments, I'm not talking about the nameless, faceless trolls on social media. We're not talking about those individuals, okay? Because they will just go with whatever way the wind's blowing for the traction they get. And that's what they do. Fair play to them. No issue with them, but discount them from this conversation. Don't even bring them up. They're irrelevant. If they don't use their real name or they don't show their actual face, I don't want to hear about their opinions. They're outside of this debate. They are ring-fenced. But Man United fans have a real sense of optimism. We are seeing our club operating in a very good way. And in fact, in the words of a rival here of Man United, Henry Wright, Man United's transfer plans are genius. And I have seen this from a fair number of rival fans. I've seen this from a fair number of Man United fans. It's also been met with a lot of saltiness as well. God, look, they're going for good players, getting them at decent prices, beating Real Madrid to young Lenny, working on multiple deals at the same time, not paying ridiculous, exorbitant amounts of money for players that nobody really rates, addressing the flaws within the matter. Hearing Ten Hag yesterday speak about how a lot of his role and responsibilities have been taken away in the transfer market. And you can see here he says that a lot has been taken away from me in scouting and recruitment. That is necessary. You need a very strong structure in scouting and transfer policies. The club has acquired incredible know-how and knowledge for the market that helps me. Very good signs. He also goes on to speak about how in modern day football, managers can't really scout. Managers don't really do this. And for me, what I thought was so interesting about this is that you had a lot of rivals of Manchester United kind of lashing out with this sort of, well, he's still got his veto. What's really changed at your football club? Ten Hag's comments yesterday tell you everything that has changed. And I, for one, have believed for a long time that the key fundamental problem at Manchester United was never certain individual players. Pogba's haircuts, Jadon Sancho, Marcus Rashford going out for a drink, Fellaini's haircut, whatever it may be over the years, they were never the real major issues. Even the managers, and some, it would have been right to have sacked them. Not disagreeing with them doing a bad job, but this idea that that particular manager was the epicenter of the problems at Manchester United. I called it out then, and I'll reiterate it again. It's some of the most delusional, basic bitch thinking in the history of Man United Football Club. And to see Ten Hag speak about how essentially he's over the moon. He's so happy that there's now real football people making footballing decisions, helping him build his squad. They'll be feeding into him. You know, this player isn't working. This system isn't working. Move the ball quicker. We need to keep more possession. But I think when it comes from genuine football people compared to bankers and marketers and accountants, you're going to want to listen more because there's a mutual respect. Now, for me, I look at what Henry Wright has said, and I'll put it up on the screen for anyone that's forgotten. Man United's plans are genius. And I think that Man United's plans are not so much genius, but I think they're actually quite normal. But it appears almost genius because United haven't operated in this way for 11 years. Now, let me state this now, 4 minutes or so into this video. I am not claiming next season Man United are in a title race. I am not claiming that everything problematic with Man United has been fixed. But I truly believe if we continue in this vein, continue to operate to these standards, pushing in the direction of which we are moving in, Man United can and will get back to the pinnacle of football. The money we spend has never been an issue. It's how we have executed that spending. The plan of action has been poor. The execution has been absolutely horrendous. Therefore, the outcome, the fruits of that labor have tasted bitter or overly sweet. The mixture has not been successful for over a decade. And you always have your own thoughts in your own mind, you know, and we're not even talking about how we're looking right now. But when you look at the way rivals are behaving, the meltdown yesterday because Lenny Euro looked good against Rangers, the salt rubbed into that wound of a meltdown from rivals when United fans praised Ahmad, praised Sancho, praised the quality of Lenny Euro yesterday. It sent certain rivals, not all, but certain rivals into a meltdown. And I saw this 2 years ago. When Arsenal started to look good, when Arsenal started to show promise, rivals couldn't handle it. They demonstrated their fear of Arsenal. And I said it then and I say it again. People became scared of Arsenal. The difference in this scenario, I think because of the way social media works, the access and information the access to information we now have is so much more potent than it was 10 plus years ago. People are starting to notice similarities. Policies that City have, policies that Arsenal employed early on, especially when it came to rejuvenating the people making football decisions behind the scenes. Suddenly, Manchester United are operating in that space, and it is early days. You know this, and I know this, but it is already sending some chills down the spines of rivals. And it's a beautiful thing to see. Is the way Man United operating genius? If you want to say it's genius, say it's genius. But are Man United operating in a way that is going to push us back to near the top of the Premier League? Yes. Are Man United behaving in a way that is going to make us a powerhouse in Europe again? Yes. The only thing that stops this from happening is the standards falling and the decision-making becoming poor again. The plan of action looks great. The execution thus far has been excellent. Those two things together in life. You have a great plan, the resources to execute them, and if you execute them well and to high standards, the fruits of that labor, the yield from that investment is typically speaking good. If you guys want to provide me some examples of well-funded, well-resourced organizations, sports teams, churches, universities, families who have great plans of action and execute these plans to high standards, show me those institutes that have failed. I don't believe they exist. I don't believe they exist. And if they do, it's not common practice. I'm very, very happy with what Man United are doing so far. I can see that fear rising amongst rival fans. I understand why the likes of Henry Wright and co. are beginning to get a little bit worried. I understand why some see this as inventing the wheel, discovering fire, because Man United are operating a way that we haven't seen since Sir Alex. I'm going to temper all of that, though, with Man United fans, keep your feet firmly on the ground. In fact, keep one of your feet firmly on the neck of our owners to keep pushing them to make the right decisions to push us to where we want to be. But it's an excellent start. So much more work to be done. But finally, I think Man United fans are understanding that the manager or individual players were never the sole reason that we were poor, that just sacking and hiring a new manager was never going to fix us. It's the structure, it's how we're run, it's the plan, it's the execution and overall standards. And Man United, it looks and it appears as of right now, are looking to fix it. And I can see that fear creeping into rivals. I can see those scared faces, those fearful tweets, those salty reactions to one or two good things that have happened at the early stages. Everything I predicted. Imagine if Man United actually are back. Hit the like button, make sure you're subscribing, leave us your comments below. Take care, goodbye, God bless, and we'll see you all again soon. Peace.